gym coach, all the way from back in the day. And he told me, he was like, yeah, my son's getting looks. And he's actually, was he about to get drafted? Or?
He's at Rutgers right now, and he's off
like
to a
90?
solid start. He's throwing 94, 95. And he's playing in the Big Ten. I mean,
Wow.
and talking about another one that gets the most out of what he gets is Preston Prince.
And the reason why I brought that up, because, you can see how the fruit falls from the tree. So I think that's another thing that JMAC, when we talk about these coaches, we're talking about, because we're going to continue to talk, because I know some people out there, you want to argue already, except we're going to continue to talk. We're talking about the fruit that falls off the tree. Yep. So Prince, the example of the reason why I believe he's a really good coach, he ran a very good program over the years and worked with some really good talent. But if you look at how his son conducts himself and how, they move on and off the field, and their players, you really don't hear about any trouble or anything crazy. So
nobody gets more out of his alumni than he does.
Yeah, so you got a good, and I like where we're going with this. Yep. When he brought up the alumni and a program and everybody working together, this is, we have to call that out, because it's almost like the sign of a good coach is their relationships.
When you have alumni come back and watch
They're coming back to watch the games, or they have now. One of my sleepers.
I got two others too after you're done talking.
All right. One of my sleepers in that category. I want you to stay on that category. I want JMAC to give his top. He had two more for him. But I like where you're going with that, because that's what I think builds. That's what we were talking about earlier, like how Jim Johnson, it was almost like you got an additional degree. So you graduated from high school, but you also graduated from his program.
Yep.
Who's your other two?
My other two is Buddy Bratsky out of Batavia. Batavia's teams are always tough, fundamentally sound. He's passionate. He's another basketball encyclopedia in a small town of Batavia.
But I think I know which coach you're talking about. He sort of looked like he reminds me.
He's like Bob Hurley Sr.
Yeah, he's sort of tough. He has a tough snarl. He has like a snarl, doesn't he? He's a good coach. I haven't been able to check out too much.
And the other one I was going to mention is one of your high school teammates.
Who?
He won a lot at Aquinas. He had Jalen Pickett. Oh, he had Jason Hawks.
I thought you were going to go there first. I thought he was.
My order is not.
All right, so
it's in random order.
It's in random. It's just
even though
I feel you.
Mike Rosadonia at Fisher.
Mike Rosadonia.
Nobody.
I'm just. He's tough.
It's another Coach Johnson disciple.
Well, he is.
That speaks volumes to Coach Johnson. How many of his coaches have succeeded as head coaches?
Shout out to Mike G. Let me tell you about. At one point, it was Mike G was playing for a state title right alongside Coach Jim Johnson.
Yep.
So they were playing. Did they win?
They won the year after we both got there.
So Coach G has a state championship.
He has a state championship and 2 Empire 8s at Fisher.
So Coach G, Mike Grossadonia, who's a dog. Look, I want everybody to know this.
And that's your teammate too.
Mike G, I vouch for him, bro. This dude has been tough for a lot of years. Yep. All the way back. So when you guys see him, you got to respect him. You know what I'm saying? We're older now. We're not wild like we used to be when we were younger. Except Coach G, you got to respect him. I want you fellas to know that he's always been down and he speaks his mind and he wants to win more than anybody I know.
Look at the talent he had coming out of it.
He wants to win.
Guys.
Yeah,
the Jones brothers.
We gotta talk about that.
He had the Jones brothers.
Yep.
He had Jamal Partner, who played in Pittsburgh. He had Christian White, who was a walk-on at Syracuse. He had Phil Valenti, who was a 4-year starter at Canisius. And then he had freaking
Ernest Edwards.
Yeah,
which was probably one of the most incredible athletes I've ever seen. Just incredible. They had so much talent on that team.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking, Coach G is.
And he's won at Fisher too.
He's won. So look,
He can win at the college level. He has proven that. And
Yeah,
the
Coach
best,
G.
like the other coaches, I'm going to mention the guy who started my show
yeah.
was Kevin Broderick over at Nazareth.
So,
It'd be,
yeah,
like
okay.
I was in. I mean, we'll get to that how the show
Okay.
started, but it was in
Okay.
Naz's gym, and when the Naz Fisher rivalry goes down. To me, it's the best rivalry in the 585 in terms of Division III. I mean, it's packed house. They always split every year, except Naz got twice this year. But yeah, there's in Rosadonia and Kevin Broderick are two of the best basketball coaches at any level right now.
You know what? I can vouch for Coach G. I know Coach G. So when you bring up Mike Rosadonia, guys, listen.
Yep.
Back to what we're talking about, because I'm getting here with it. We're looking at what players did you coach, what did you win,
Yep.
and what is the success of your players after you coach them.
Yep.
So these are categories, and do these players acknowledge you? Are you getting love back from your
Yep.
squad? Because this is a sign of your coaching, and are you adding that to your culture of being a coach? Because I think it's time we start giving people their respect where it's
Yeah,
due.
I mean, like, and look at the
Yeah.
staff that Coach Johnson had at Athena when we were there. You had Kevin LeGret.
I mean, yeah. Well, Kevin LeGret, he's
And then Mike Setzer keeping that program
Yeah.
alive at Athena. And, like, we had Anthony Lamb come through. We had Jay Sarkis. We had Brendan Wynn. We had Deion Hamilton. We had Joey Wallace. We had John Wallace Jr. We had Casey Sheehan.
only speaking from facts. This is facts.
Nigel Scantlebury. We
That's,
had
that's another name.
We
We got to talk about him. Nobody's talking about Nigel enough.
No, he's playing overseas right now.
we
And
got
it's just
Nigel.
unbelievable how much talent we've been blessed with
Well,
in our time at Athena.
hold on one second. Let me go and just